Hello and welcome to Pointless Point of View. My name is Callum Taylor, and as always, I'm joined by Fraser. I do not like to smile. Dog, how's it going, mate?
You know me, man. Same shit, different day.
See, you can hear it in his voice, people. Hear it in his voice.
Coming down with a little bit of the cold. That's why I sound a bit gravelly.
Happiness. That's happiness.
Yes.
Anyway, today we are going to be doing a topic that we feel is people seem to like it. They seem to like it. It's us ranking. Villains, just ranking things in general, but it's mostly ranking superheroes' villains.
Superhero stuff.
Yeah.
Let's go stuff. Because we might do good stuff later on.
Like Batman's penis. Anyway, hey, it's out there. I'm just saying, it's out there. I'm just.
We can maybe cover that a little bit because I've heard about it. But anyway, yes. So we're doing Batman villains ranked.
Yeah, and
which is not all of his villains because we don't have time for that. It would be a 10-hour podcast.
Some ridiculous.
So Callum has the number that we're gonna how many we're doing, which is
24.
24. But as per usual, before we get into the big subject, we're gonna start with news. And as per usual, I'm gonna pass you over to Callum for that.
Yeah, because I'm the only one that does it. Anyway, it was revealed today actually right now. That Kaylee Krakoa is going to be voicing Harley Quinn in DC Universe's Harley Quinn TV show.
Which is animated, right?
Yeah, it's animated. I wish it wasn't.
I don't know, she's not that good.
I know, that's very
true. She's
true.
about one note, in my opinion, as an actor. Plus, Big Bang Theory is just boring.
It's dead now. It's coming to an end, so she has to do something. But me personally, I feel like they should have went with Melissa Rauch, who plays Howard's wife, Bernadette, because she did a animated before, and the voice she put on just sounded perfect for me anyway.
I've seen the little trailer thing she put on Instagram that you sent me. It looks not bad. It looks like it's going for the whole Deadpool speaking to the camera, fourth wall-y, crazy breaking thing. So it might get jarring after a while. It might be alright. Just have to wait and see. I think obviously this has been on DC Worlds and it's not coming anywhere else, so
yeah, you
might have to do
find it somewhere.
Yeah.
But anyway, more DC news that we know you love. Teen Titans. Titans is coming to Netflix again, yes. Which we spoke about.
So we spoke about this many times, saying that we're not going to get to see it because it's on the DC streaming service. And then they announced that it's coming to Netflix, which makes me happy because I get to see it and see if it's actually any good. So they released a new trailer with the whole Netflix announcement, and it doesn't look that bad. Apart from I feel that the CGI on Beast Boy looks a bit shit.
Yeah, and it comes to realise that he's got green hair all the time, but he's white all the time. He's just normal colour.
But he's got a green tint.
Nah, I saw a video where he's sitting there normal, and then it's when he starts to turn into an animal, it goes green.
Right.
So I don't know how that's going to work out. It could just be an editing thing. You know what I mean? But as I said before, I'll watch it.
I'm going to watch it too to see if it's any good.
And it must have something good about it because, as I said to you earlier, it's been greenlit already for a second season.
Right, but DC have a tendency to do that when it's a big mistake.
Very true. But I can be hopeful.
Who's the villain, by the way?
The villain is... I have no fucking clue. Batman? Maybe?
See, that bit I think is out of context.
Yeah, because the episodes seem a bit weird because there's ones with Doom Patrol and there's stuff like that coming into it, and I'm just like, who? They've not came out and said. I feel like maybe in the trailer you see the Four family, the dad, the mum, and the two kids. I believe they're a staple in Raven's lore.
Right.
I don't personally know.
I feel like it's centered. I'm going to watch it. It's coming to Netflix, which again I moaned about consistently. I was like, we're not going to get to see it. It's a stupid idea. So I've got to give credit due the fact that they're putting on something that I can see it. Where it's going to be any good is yet to see.
Yeah. I don't know. I'll give it a try. I feel like some characters like Starfly.
You watch everything.
Of course I do. I can't help it. But Starfire, I don't know how her backstory in this seems off. It's like she's a normal person who just doesn't remember stuff.
I feel like all their backstories are going to be off. Damn.
No, Robbins will be a happy person.
Yeah, he looks happy.
Yeah.
Let's give it the benefit of the doubt.
Hey,
Hey,
You gotta
this
get
is
due.
me talking about DZ stuff, so give it the benefit of the doubt.
Always hating on the DC. Yeah, give the Zack Snyder cut. Anyway,
God damn it, man. Every
did you know that
fucking-
Atom was meant to be in that? There's some Justice League news
What's
for
the
you.
next news?
Anyway,
Every fucking week.
we also got a new trailer for Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
This looks class.
Yeah, we start with Miles Morales and old Spider-Man from
Peter
the.
Parker.
I honestly thought that Peter Parker was in the same universe when I first saw the first trailer.
Well, that's kind of good though, because it made you think that.
Yeah, but then this one comes around and he's from a different one.
Yes.
Now, question:
Uh-huh.
is that Spider-Man Tobey Maguire? No, Tobey Maguire. Yeah, Tobey Maguire. No.
Who's Peter Parker?
Yeah, but who's the first Spider-Man again?
Tobey Maguire.
I was right. Okay, Tobey Maguire.
Uh-huh.
Because he does that. I've been a hero, the train thing. I've got the girl, the kiss thing.
Uh-huh.
Do you feel like that's actually Sony's way of going, oh, by the way, this is what we're doing with that Spider-Man?
No, I think that's just nods.
You think?
Yeah.
Because the Spider-Man game suits in it.
Yeah, but because that's again a nod. Probably because it's the same. It's Marvel. It's a Spider-Man property. They have to talk to each other.
It's Sony, but whatever.
Right, but still Marvel.
No, I'm not arguing with you, but it's Sony is making this.
I understand that, but the Marvel name is still on it, so they have to talk to each other.
I get that, but I'm just saying Sony could be like, let's put this one here.
I doubt it.
If I see a Spider-Man pull off his mask and he's got a big quiff,
Right, see obviously in the trailer how it's like all the Spider-Mans are coming into different universes,
yes,
and the main ones it looks like is Miles Morales,
Yes.
Peter Parker,
yeah,
Spider-Gwen,
yeah,
Spider-Man Noir,
yep,
which is voiced by Nicolas Cage.
hell
I
yeah,
love, and Spider-Ham
yes, but there's also an anime spider,
and
yeah,
but the anime spider, which is the little girl and the
With the-
giant spider.
yeah,
Are we gonna get any more?
yes.
Who? Who do you want?
I don't know.
Because I wanted Spider-Ham,
You got Spider-Ham.
so that's done, and I wanted Noir.
You
and
got
that's
Noir.
Done. So, 2099?
Yeah, I feel like 29 is going to come into it. I hope they don't put it in a trailer.
No, this should be the last trailer.
Give us Ken, who I want a fucking Night of the Round Table Spider-Man.
Okay.
I do. It's fucking brilliant.
There was a-
Yeah, I remember it was mostly in the comic, the cartoons, where Spider-Man goes through another universe and he's like, "Oh there, one swinging, what are you doing?" And you just see him popping out in the metal suit, and it's hilarious.
One thing I do like about this, right, is that. Thanks, man. Wow, that was really loud.
I know.
One thing I like about this is that seeing the trailers, and this is very unlike Sony, is the trailer is making you more excited to see all the different types of Spider-Man. Where,
Spider-Man, anyway.
well, no, they're all men.
Yes, but it's plural.
Right, Spider-Man.
All the Spider-Man. No.
All the Spider-Mans.
Right, it's on record now. I have corrected Fraser.
All
Right.
the Spider-Mans. Spider-Man is.
Spider people.
There we go. All the Spider people.
Yeah.
Right. Who's the villain?
Kingpin.
Is it?
It looks like that's Kingpin.
But then-
The guy that goes, it's just all black and a white head.
Ah, it looks like a
Right.
square.
Yeah, that's Kingpin.
But I know, but I don't feel like he's not. I feel like he's not.
He's trying to make the fucking.
But you see the Goblin looking at it,
Yeah,
and you see many things in it.
yeah, that's the Miles Morales' Goblin.
Yeah,
that
but
big
he's a
big
giant,
yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm hopeful for it.
I mean, it looks class.
Yeah.
It's good. It's completely different. It looks like a whole thing on its own.
Will we have any other characters coming to it? Because the Miles Morales comics always had, like Fantastic Four always popping up.
No, I feel like this is just
Spider-Man?
This is just it's called like instead of giving you different superheroes, they're just giving you different Spider-Man.
Do you want Punk Spider-Man?
Spider people? Sorry, giving you Spider people.
Yeah. Do you want Spider Punk?
I feel like we're gonna get a bit where he goes through just hunters, and it's just gonna be flashes of just loads and loads and loads of different. We're gonna get like everybody.
I would love to see a Ghost Rider Spider-Man, so I can actually
Probably.
feel good for that suit.
So
Anyway,
yeah,
yeah.
Right, what's next?
The big one for this month anyway, just like Spider-Man for last month. The big one for this month, Red Dead. We got another
We've
trailer.
got another bit of news after this, yeah. But the Red Dead stuff.
Yeah. This isn't the last bit of news, but yeah, the
Jesus Christ.
No, I never said this is the last. This is big for this month.
Well, for the gaming,
for gaming, it's big.
Yeah,
big
we've got a Red Dead, the second part of the gameplay trailer thing for Red Dead,
and it looks awesome.
It does look awesome, I will admit.
We have come to an agreement. We will never wash or shave in that game.
No, I'm going to be a fat, smelly, bearded Arthur Morgan that hopefully dies of a heart attack.
I've never played a game and felt like I'm really playing myself. So that's what I'm going to do.
Like, I don't understand, like, everything they've aimed for, I really hope it works, because they've said a lot.
Yes.
Like, a lot. Like, there's a lot to this mechanics, like characters, random characters that will tell you if you smell like shit.
Yeah.
Like, that's like very extreme hardware.
Yeah. And like...
I mean, it explains why it's going to be 105 gig.
105 oh my, I know, it's just... So, are you getting this digital or are you getting disc?
I'm getting this fucking disc. I've got shit to trade in for it. I do, like, fuck. If you want to try and download this or pre-order it and try and download it, you're talking 2 days.
Yeah, that's so
much.
Big. That tells you something, that there's a lot there.
Well,
and that's without the online.
Well, this is what's crazy. Is that without the online?
Yeah, the online doesn't come out for a month after.
Wow.
As a beta.
Wow. Jesus Christ.
I know. So, yeah.
How big is GTA now? I would say...
No, when we deleted it was 85 gigabyte.
But there's been updates in it. It's probably about to be just under 100 or like above, just above 100.
Yeah.
And that's with the online.
Yeah.
Fuck me.
Like that, the thing about it, that's... I think there's 5... The map is 5 counties
by the time Red Dead comes out, plus the online... That's going to be the only game on my PlayStation.
Yeah.
Because you're going to have to delete everything. That's fucking huge.
Yep.
Maybe, right.
So you get it for PlayStation first?
I'm getting it for whatever. I'll cross that bridge when it comes to it later.
I want it for the PlayStation only because it's my Pro. And my 4K TV. I just want to see what cow shit looks like in 4K.
We all have dreams, man.
But let's have a discussion. Jesus. About something that we had a fear about, but we cleared it up. Right?
Yeah,
well, you had a fear. I found it very, very funny. That we were told that it's got a survival aspect. Mm-hmm. We have to eat and you have to hunt and all this stuff, which is all fine in a Red Dead game. But it came out that it's more real life than it is survival. Because anyone who plays a survival game knows you eat 5 steaks, somehow you're still hungry. Whereas they say in this that it's only going to affect you. Say you use all your abilities. Mm-hmm. Say you are shot to bits. Mm-hmm. So it's just a case of, instead of going, I'm going to get medicine, you eat. So it's normal. It's not...
It's for like health and stat boosting.
Yeah. So I like the fact that it's more realistic than it is survival. Obviously I love the thought of it being survival. You lost.
I don't like
you lost
games.
Your actual
survival
shit.
games are up there with battle royales for me. Just all round shite.
And it's a miracle we're friends, Fraser. It's a miracle.
Mm.
But yeah, I love the detail on this because obviously it seemed
It looks incredible.
The trailer showed us that it seems like, and I heard it on our podcast where it seems that it cuts from cinematic to actual playing so well.
So it's like Uncharted.
Yeah.
Where it seamlessly into the cutscenes, and then takes you out of them seamlessly, which makes sense. Like that's the way games are going to be nowadays. Yeah. Last of Us didn't do it, but I feel like the new one's probably going to.
Yeah.
Spider-Man sort of did it, but it was a quick timey event.
Yeah.
Like that's the way games are going to be now. Is it? They want it to feel like. That's again, all this stuff is cool to me. The washing, the eating, the beer, the hat, all this stuff sounds exciting. But they have to back up with a good story.
Yeah.
They have to.
We've not actually had...
I'm liking that though. The fact that we know nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, it gives me a bit of the fear because the story could be shit. But it's Rockstar. Rockstar are not ones for letting folk down. So...
Yeah, I
have to give it the benefit of the doubt.
I heard that... Because obviously we got told about the trailers coming out, blah, blah. But supposedly the next one will be story trailer, which I don't want. Like you said... I like that whole, oh my god, what's going to happen?
Well, I mean, I believe that the story trailer that we get, the next one, is going to be like a week before it comes out.
Yeah. And I was speaking to, I was on the headset on the Xbox and they were like, it's just it's just going to be like fucking Red Dead 1 and you'll play a certain minute as this guy, then he'll die. And I was like, they're not going to follow the same fucking thing. They're not going to...
Well, they've already, like, they're taking it away from GTA with the whole you only get one playable character.
And they've also come out and said that they're not going to replay Red Dead 1 where you play as another character at the end. They turned around and said this is the only character you'll play as the whole way through it.
I still think he might die.
Yeah, obviously.
You just don't get to play it after.
Yeah. Do you think it'll be John at the end?
It'd be nice if... It would be nice if... The only thing, like one of the theories I can give out here, just quickly before we talk about that thing, is that what if the game ends with everything that kicked off? What if it's Arthur Morgan that kicked off all the shit that made the Dutch's crew fall out? And what happens if, like, the very first person that John kills to go start a family with his kids is Arthur Morgan? Like, what happens if Arthur Morgan's death is the reason why the band split up?
I don't know. I do know that.
That would make you think, like, he goes away, like, everybody separates.
Yeah.
He goes away with his kids, and then that's when, like, you realise that in a few years the FBI is going to come up to John Marston and just be like...
You see, when I was listening to a podcast, they said that John Marston and Arthur don't get along. They butt heads like the whole way through the game.
I think because the reason they butt heads is because I think that Arthur Morgan may be John Marston before John Marston. So see how John Marston became Dutch's favourite. I think before
John Marston came along.
I thought that I think Arthur Morgan's Dutch's favourite, and then John Marston starts taking his place and he doesn't like it.
Makes sense. It literally makes the best sense.
The reason why you never heard of him is because, like, he was the first person to go. Like, why would the FBI make you hunt him down when he's already dead?
Yeah. I was listening to the other podcast. They said this thing, like, see how most games, if a character goes away and does something, they're usually always at the same place. They'll always go back there and come back and stuff like that. Well, I remember the boy was playing the demo, but he was playing it with the Red Dead devs.
Uh-huh.
And he was turning around and the lassie goes, oh, they're usually over over there playing in the dirt and stuff. So he goes over and he's not there, and like you have to look for this character, and the fucking character is done it way up in the woods and all this, just out of character, just out of how they should normally. Games, they have a system of this is where they'll go, this is what they'll do.
Mm.
The person said that each NPCs have their own free mind type thing. Whereas it's not really set around you will be here only. It seems they can wander off and get lost.
That's going to annoy the shit out of me, because what if I need to find some cunt and he's fucking there with every scene? That'd do my box in. There's nothing worse than when you go to an area to turn a mission in and you can't find the cunt you're meant to turn your mission in. That's going to do my box in. Like 20 minutes, be like, fucking Steve! Where are you, Steve?
You'd be like that cunt out of fucking, oh my god.
You ruined the moment.
I did.
Anyway, what's next?
My favourite trailer for a movie I think looks amazing. X-Men: The Dark Phoenix.
Looks fucking shite.
Looks like the best movie ever.
No.
Yes.
Right. Let's have a proper discussion about it. Okay. I genuinely thought it looked terrible.
I genuinely thought it looked awesome.
Why?
Because it looks like a fucking actual comic book film. Like, it looks like how it should look from the comic books.
Okay.
They've got the yellow stupid outfits on,
mm-hmm.
which I'm a game for. That I think they look a bit cheap, but whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I like the fact we're actually getting a Dark Phoenix saga where it actually seems like it's up in space. She gets hit with a rays, turns into Dark Phoenix.
Okay.
Makes sense.
That's fair. I'm letting you get your stuff out first.
I think that lassie, I hope she never speaks, because that's Sophia, whatever, Turner. I hope she never speaks because she can't keep an accent.
Cool. At least we agree on that part.
But I like the fact that she's destroying shit and she's not instantly going, oh, Charles, dead. So,
right, okay.
It could happen.
Okay.
But I like the fact that we finally got Magneto not being, oh, we're friends. We can. It actually seems like he's out there to just not have anything to do with Charles again, but hopefully sticks to it. Not halfway through the film, he's like, we should be friends.
Okay.
I like the dark look for Magneto.
Uh-huh.
I like to see that Beast and Charles are at ends with each other, because it's like that in the comics sometimes. Doesn't look like Scott will die within the first half an hour.
Okay.
Uh,
Am I allowed to talk now?
yeah, on you go.
Right. So I didn't like this trailer.
Why?
Right. So first, I'll rack out things that I didn't mind. So the Beast thing, I agree with you.
Yeah.
I don't want her to talk. I agree with that. Right? But I didn't like this because this looks like The Last Stand. Now, let me talk.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
So,
okay. Cool.
Magneto's got a team again, right?
Nice.
And they're in a forest, which is exactly where they were in The Last Stand.
No, they're at a base camp.
They're in a forest.
Base camp.
Right.
Base camp.
The space thing that you're talking about, I bet you that's the last battle.
Nah.
Yep.
Nah.
Right. Second of all, massive major problem. This movie is set in the 90s.
Okay.
The first X-Men movie is set in the 2000s.
Okay.
How the fuck does James McAvoy and Michael Fassbender in 10 years turn into Ian McKellen and Patrick Stewart?
They don't.
Because shit doesn't make sense.
No.
Correct?
Yeah. But that's got nothing to do with it.
That bugs
Nothing
me
to do
in
with it.
general.
Yeah, that bugs you just in general. It's got nothing to do with the movie though.
Right. But it's just the
Different,
same... It's
different
just,
timeline.
No.
Different
It's
timeline.
just the same thing. It looks like The Last Stand. She gets the Phoenix powers, she gets pissed off and starts bloody attacking everybody, and Charles is like there, no, I suppressed your powers. Take it, don't let it take you.
Yeah, but
And Magneto's there
didn't
like...
do it in Last Stand.
But then Magneto's
Didn't do it in
like...
Last Stand.
No.
Did not do it in Last Stand. Just saying.
Did he suppress the powers in it?
In the comics, yes. Not in
Right.
Last Stand.
He did. He said to her like, "Oh, she was too powerful, so I had to like suppress her memory." He did do that in Last Stand, and then they go to try and save her when she comes back, and then Magneto's like, "No, join us." Turn against them. It looks the same.
Nah.
It looks like The Last Stand.
Nah. Looks like it looks similar
It looks.
because it seems to be following the same story, but
But nobody wants the same story as The Last Stand.
it's done better.
Are you sure about
Yes.
that? Right. Okay. See the guy who's directing this movie.
Yes.
Right. He has been in charge. The producer. He doesn't direct anybody. Of 3 X-Men movies.
Okay.
Would you like me to tell you what those X-Men movies are?
No.
You sure?
Because
So, number 1 is the Wolverine, right?
it's alright, Phil.
Right. Number 2 is X-Men Origins, the Wolverine.
It's okay, Phil.
Do you know what which is his main credit, like his main producing credit, what he had a lot of to do with, is The Last Stand.
Right. So they took his idea and they've made it better. They went, okay, we did a trial run with
No,
that.
but he's down-
We did a trial run with Last Stand, that didn't work.
Mm-hmm.
Take what people like, put it in this film with better characters and shittier young X-Men, and we'll put them in there, and they'll be, yeah, it's better. It's better that way. Yep. I see.
That's not-
Thanks for telling me,
no.
mate, because that helped me figure out how we're going to get a better
If
movie.
he was
now.
a producer on The Last Stand, he's basically like, let's remake the same thing, but I want a bigger budget probably, and with better special effects.
You know what I love? I love that he probably walked in the room and goes, guys, I've got an idea. This.
Last Stand.
It's X-Men, Dark Phoenix. The guys at the fucking Fox people were like, why is there a line through Last Stand? Did them up. Right, there's a couple of things changed. Put it out.
The actors. Honestly, it looks like The Last Stand.
Looks
it
awesome.
pains me.
Looks awesome.
I hope this sucks. I genuinely hope
Who
this
knows?
sucks.
Because it's been pushed back again.
Probably because it sucks.
Nope. It's been hinted at
Uh-huh.
because the Marvel deal thing and all that,
Mm-hmm.
that they're going to use this to, after a Infinity War Part 2, let's just call it that, there's going to be like an end credit scene and it's going to show you the Dark Phoenix ripping the worlds apart, the universes.
At least if they're in the Marvel universe, they'll be recast and everybody will be forgotten about. And these
No.
Yeah, they'll recast.
No.
I'm sorry, but all of them become how they're meant to look in the first X-Men in 10 years. Because
There'll be like an end credit scene where there's like a rip in the worlds and like the young X-Men will walk through and like the old X-Men will walk
Why
out.
not just make it all in like the 70s? They don't have to keep skipping generations.
I have no idea why they did
Because
that.
they don't look any older.
Do you feel like this has been hinted at, that the death in X-Men Dark Phoenix is a significant one? Do you feel like it's actually going to be significant, or do you think it'll just be a small minor character?
See, when we go, this is the last thing I'm going to say before we go into the big topic. But see, when we go to the cinema, see if she turns Charles to dust, I'm just going to turn around and stare at you.
But
and wait for you to just.
that's not who
react.
died, though. They've already told us who's going. They've already showed us a death scene with Charles sitting there.
No, but I mean, like you said, a major character is going to die in Dark
Yeah,
Phoenix.
yeah.
See if she turns Xavier into dust. Like the exact same way that is in The Last Stand. I will be a massive smile will just come across my
Here's
face.
a question: what happens if she turns Magneto into sand and kills Beast Boy? It's not Last Stand.
Beast Boy? Or Beast?
Yeah,
Just
Beast.
Well,
No,
then
it's not,
just
then it's not Last Stand.
what happens, right? What happens if she just kills someone else who wears sunglasses, but you don't see it, and then you just see the floating sunglasses after it's done? But it's not Scott.
It's not Last Stand.
Yeah, they're clearly starting this romance again as well.
Yeah, I don't care. Of course they're gonna. They have to. It's the whole thing. You know what I mean? But they shouldn't have wasted Emma Frost because it was like later on in the films they would have had a fucking.
It looks really bad. I don't want to shit on it because I love the actors, but it just looks like The Last Stand. Everything about it looks like a car.
There is no Chicago Bridge.
It looks.
There is no bridge in this film.
Just a forest.
No forest.
Everybody's.
It's not a forest.
There's a forest in
Not a
every
forest.
movie. You notice that?
Of course there is, but it's not the
Wait a
forest.
minute, right? Yeah, right. X-Men Last Stand is a forest.
Yes.
First X-Men there's a forest because that's where Wolverine gets taken.
Yes.
There's a forest.
The Wolverine in the last film, he runs
Through a forest.
through a forest.
Magneto's kid gets killed in the forest.
Uh,
The second one where they leave Stryker is in a forest.
oh my god. The Wolverine, the Thunder. Remember how there's a cutscene where Storm's actually meant to be walking through on Wolverine Origins.
Is that when he's sleeping in the cave in a forest?
Yeah, and he also that's the Wolverine on the Wolverine Origins, X-Men Origins. Remember, he leaves Sabretooth and the gang in the woods because they're going for the meteorite, which is in a woods.
Through a forest.
Yep, he walks away in a
Why is there a
forest.
forest in every X-Men?
Oh my god, I can't believe just look at. Oh, is there one in Dark Phoenix?
First Class. It's First Class got a forest.
Oh, first class. Oh my god.
Yes.
How's it?
When they're outside the Russian guy's house and they're waiting to
Yes.
they're on a forest.
Yes.
Why is there a forest in every movie?
Is it one in Apocalypse?
There
There
has
has to be. Come on, it's the last one.
What about like
Ugh.
what about when he takes
No.
Magneto back to the
Is Apocalypse the one where Wolverine gets out?
Yes, and he runs
Runs
in
a forest. Yes!
Why is there a forest in every X-Men movie?
Oh my god, I can't believe we just did this on the fucking podcast. I can't believe it, we just realised this. Is it a Fox thing?
I don't know.
Do you think they own a plot of land? They must.
Every movie there's a goddamn forest. Anyway, right, fuck it. I don't even know how we top this. I don't even know how we top this.
X-Men New Mutants, in the trailer, there's a forest. Jesus
I don't know how we top this. It's
No,
just
I
a forest in every movie. I'm going to get a drink.
Yeah,
I'll
yeah.
let you talk about...
Sorry, my mind's actually blown here. What are we doing now? Oh, is this what's going on? Batman. Yeah, we're going to rate our what do we? The Bat villains. We're going to rate our Bat villains from Villainous, Cool Factor, and what was the other one? Cool Factor, Villainous.
How was that?
Is that it? Oh yeah.
Right, where'd you...
Yeah, we put a system. We've made our own wee system for it.
Yes.
And
Well,
you,
so yeah, like
you can
said-
introduce it. It's
Like
your
you said
idea.
before, we're going to do on how villainy they are because we had a system with our Marvel ones. So we've only got two categories this time, where it's how villainy they are, the villain, like the stuff they cause, and are they cool? So if they're cool, they get a bat woo, and if they're not cool, they get a bat boo. So that's our system, yeah. So if it's the bat woo or bat boo,
Okay.
which is boo and woo.
Oh, whoa! If you're gonna do woo, you're gonna do it right.
Well, I'm not proper
Do it.
booing.
Do it.
Woo!
There we go.
So it's bat woo, or is it's bat boo?
Sorry, I that X-Men. I that
Well,
X-Men
last-
thing.
I talked about I rattled off the list of
Yeah.
Marvel like film villains. So Callum's rattling off the list. He's got the list this time.
Yeah. First off, we're gonna start with Firefly at 24. Which, let's be serious, Firefly is a fun character, and it means in a fun he's a gimmick, but he's fucking dangerous, something rotten. You know what I mean?
I agree, because yes, obviously he does horrible things and sets fires. He's a pyromaniac. He's obsessed with fire.
Yes,
but
he's not a big level Batman villain. You know what I mean? He's not like a guy who people are like, oh my god, it's Firefly, he's gonna kill us all. He'll set a building on fire. He'll not care if people are in it. But he's not out there to get Batman. He's more of a nuisance to Batman than anything else. And quite frankly, he's just not that cool, to be honest with you, in my personal opinion. What about you?
I mean, to be honest, I never really heard of him until the games.
Aye.
Like there was the first time he popped up for me personally was the games where he was a lot darker, where he was like his face was all burnt and like he had these things like the big huge like spinning like the vulture sort of blades spinning at the side of him like a jetpack sort of thing.
Yeah.
But my first introduction was so for me, like obviously there's a Batman animated series.
Yeah.
Yes, but there was another one that came out that was just called Batman, which had the dreadlock Joker in it.
Oh,
and
yeah,
had, like,
yeah.
Edge from U2 did like I watched that one religiously after I finished the anime, and that had a version of Firefly in it, which he just sort of worked for people, and he wasn't really obsessed with fire as much as like the darker ones are.
Yeah. Yeah, I just, it's no, for me as a villain, it just doesn't seem a threat. You know what I mean? Like Batman, he tends to take him out without really having to worry about anything else. He's never really had a group. You know what I mean? So it's not like you take him out and there's always someone else going to come along and do something. And he's just, me personally, I just think he's that cool. So yeah, but yeah. So next we have.
Well, the last thing I've got about Firefly, just a little bit of trivia, is that his real name is Garfield Lanes, and his first appearance in a comic was Detective Comics 1984 of June 1952. And a little bit of his backstory, like he was a lighting technician who got into a horrible accident which burnt his body and set the building ablaze when he was inside, and after that he began to rob banks because he was obsessed with fire. He was just wanting to burn and steal things because he was obsessed with fire.
Some people just want to watch the world burn, mate.
So yeah, fair enough. So who's next?
Next we have, and I feel like this guy was made more famous because of the Arkham games, but Calendar Man.
So yeah, Calendar Man. Yeah, I obviously the first time he appeared for me, where I took the piss out of him, it's another cartoon, which it was Batman Brave and the Bold. Yeah. Which was like set like really.
It was the really cheesy.
It was like Adam Westy type thing, and Calendar Man was in it at one point, and he generally just had like calendars all over him, and he was stupid, and he was like that for a long time.
Yeah.
But I don't remember when, but at one point they reimagined the character to basically be a serial killer who just killed people on days of holidays. And it just made him a bit more creepy.
Yeah, and I feel like he came more to limelight in, like I said, the Arkham, because you see him a lot, like no, not a lot, but you see him enough in that. And then the very last fucking Batman game, where the Wayne Manor, spoiler, blows up. You know what I mean? You see him standing there behind a news reporter.
Yeah, well, yeah, because in the game he's in the bottom of he's in Arkham City.
Yeah.
And he's in like where you fight Two-Face underneath the courtyard.
Yeah.
Like and he says like, "Oh, I will be there at the end, Batman." And like the one thing I always loved about it is like there's little Easter eggs with him.
Yeah.
That if you change the day of your console to a holiday and go back and speak to him, he gives you something different on that holiday.
Really?
Yeah, so if you change your console to Christmas, he'll give you something about Christmas. and he'll tell you a little story in Paddy's Day. But the best one is if you change the date to the day that Rocksteady Studios was founded. He says something about that as well.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Did you do this or did you see it?
I did it as well. I did some of the holidays, but I think you're not going to do all of them. And then obviously the bit at the end of Arkham Knight, where he is at the end.
Yeah, which I was like, oh, that's pretty cool that they've added that. We've no done 2 characters we've just done there. We never did our thing.
Oh yeah, that's a good point.
Firefly, Bat-Woo or Bat-Boo?
Bat-Woo or Bat-Boo. I'm going to get a Bat-Woo. Bat-Woo, because he's pretty cool. He's a man who flies about and sets shit on fire.
I disagree. I'm going to give him a Bat-Boo because he sucks. I don't think.
Calendar Man. Bat-Woo or Bat-Boo?
Bat-Woo.
He's getting a Bat-Boo.
He's getting a Bat-Woo.
Because he's a fat man that kills folk. It's not that cool.
I like the fact that he does it on holidays and events like that. So he's getting a Bat-Woo for me.
Do you know why he's getting a Bat-Boo for me?
Why?
Because it can't be that hard to catch him because you just have to wait for a holiday.
No. We've figured this out. Some people are fat because they're hard to kidnap.
Right, true. But what I'm saying about is that he can be easy to catch because Batman just has to wait for Christmas or wait for Hanukkah or wait for another Halloween, which I don't know why I come up with Hanukkah, but whatever. so we will eventually agree on one, but yeah, right. Who's next?
Next we have Professor Pig.
Now, Professor Pig is a strange character.
Is he
a plastic surgeon?
He's a surgeon who was obsessed with masks at one point, I believe.
Yes, and he was also obsessed with the perfect look.
Yeah, because he was quite a fat, chubby man, that's why he became wearing masks.
Mm-hmm.
And I know one of his calling cards, once he killed someone, was to put, especially if it's a policeman, he put a pig, for obvious reasons. I think it was just, if it was a homeless person, I think they would put a load of rat faces on someone.
Mm-hmm. I remember
it's like a standard thing.
See, for me, the only time I've ever heard of him is that he was in the Arkham Knight game.
Mm-hmm.
These are the side mission where you have to go like rescue people and then you fight him in the end. And I never saw it, but he was partly in Gotham as well.
The TV show.
Yes.
He was, and I watched that. He was actually a very good character to have in it. Like, because obviously most villains, they're Batman related. They have to be Batman related. But
it's just a serial killer.
Yeah,
like a
yeah. And it was so good for why he was there, and like the series went on for quite a bit. And the actor, I can't remember that did it, but he played it so well. Because when he was caught and everything, he was just like, I have no idea what you're talking. He just portrayed it so well. It was like a split personality type thing.
I should have his name down here, but I don't.
Oh wait, I'll have it here somewhere. Maybe.
Not waiting for dead silence.
Okay. Laszlo Valentine is his actual name.
That's his real name.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
yeah, well, how villainy is he? Because again, he is a serial killer. That's quite bad.
Yeah, that's bad. But most of his killings are ordered. He does a lot of side jobs for people.
Right.
So he's an anarchist.
Yes.
So can't relate to him.
But he's quite villainy, but he's quite low on the list. So Bat-Woo or Bat-Boo?
Bat-Boo for me.
See, I'm also going to give it a Bat-Boo because he's better than Calendar Man because it's quite interesting. He dresses like a pig and he wants to do weird shit. It's quite an interesting calling card. But like I said before, he's just a fat man that kills people. So Bat-Boo.
Yeah, cool. Next we have...
Are you numbering these?
Yes, at 21 we have Ventriloquist.
Ventriloquist / Scarface.
Yeah.
Because Ventriloquist
is the doll.
Which his name is the doll, yes. No, Scarface is the doll, and the guy holding the puppet is Wesker.
Oh, fuck off. Sorry. Stuff popping up my phone. Real name is Arnold Wesker.
Yep. The puppet is called Scarface. So, the one thing I like about Scarface is, for me, the first time I was introduced to him was again the Batman cartoon.
A lot of our references are going to go back to Batman cartoons.
More or less, yeah.
We
but
grew up on them.
The first time I ever saw him, and he was like, it was like, so Wesker is like, when he doesn't have the puppet, he's quite a normal person. He acts like just a normal human being, a bit sort of socially awkward.
He's got multiple personality disorder.
And as soon as it's like the puppet takes over him, and it like, well, as soon as you put the puppet is the bad guy. It's not.
Yeah, it's not Wesker.
It's not Wesker's the bad guy, but it is Wesker's the bad guy because he controls the puppet because the puppet isn't real.
Goddamn puppets.
But like whenever it's weird, whenever I watched it in the cartoon, whenever when Scarface was ordering people around, they were like listening to the puppet. They were answering to the puppet. They weren't, and it felt like Wesker was just like, no, we don't have to do this, and the Scarface was like, shut up, we're doing it.
Do you ever feel like they came out with that character around the Chucky era and like those horror franchises? Do you ever feel like they brought I know it's tangent out anywhere, but I feel like these type of characters come out from those type of days.
I mean, I really like that character because it's something you just don't think of at all. Like, it's completely out of the box, which is great.
Yeah. That's what I love about a lot of Batman villains in general. They're just not.
Completely.
Yeah, they're just
well, you
fucking
could do anything
psycho.
because Batman's just a guy. I mean, we're not going to get into that, but that's what it is.
Yeah.
He's not like Superman. He's not overpowered. You can't have world destroyers. You can't just have like little guys like Calendar Man, Professor Pig, Scarface. So he's more a mob boss. So he's quite villainy. It's like, but it's usually just petty crimes like stealing money, robbing banks. He does like killing people. Like, it's nothing. It's not anarchy on a massive scale.
Yeah.
So he's quite low in the pecking order, but he's still a cool villain. But does he get a bat woo or does he get a bat boo?
For how cool he is and for the fact that it's a fucking puppet, I'm gonna give it a bat woo.
I'm gonna give it a bat woo
bat
too.
Bat woo. Next is number 20, and clearly taken from fucking a Disney, whatever that shit movie is. We've got Mad Hatter.
You mean Alice in Wonderland?
That one.
So Mad Hatter is a cool character.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know his real name. You got it there?
Jarvis Tetch.
Jarvis. So as far as like my first introduction I get into Mad Hatter was not a cartoon, which was the game, because he is a side quest in Arkham City.
Sweet.
He captures the news reporter Vicky Vale, who crashes in Arkham City, and because he wants to find his Alice.
Yeah, he's very obsessed because in the Gotham TV show, Alice.
I imagine he's perfect for that TV show.
Yes.
Mad Hatter. Yeah.
Yeah. Alice was his sister.
Right.
And it was normal. They had a weird relationship, but he was just obsessed with her in a very way that isn't normal. But then the character Alice dies, and he just goes loopy,
and he wants to find another Alice.
Yeah, so he starts,
and he does use he uses like drugs like Scarecrow, but not as crazy as Scarecrow. It's like little.
Got the way he does it. He's got mind controlling chemicals and devices. Mm-hmm. So it's like Scarecrow. He sprays somebody in the face, and then he'll have a watch. And his hands,
so it's like hypnosis sort of thing. It's not like we'll definitely get to later, but so he's a pretty cool. He's a
very. The thing is, he's got like high intelligence.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like he's just went mad, but he's kept his ability to go, I'm really smart. This is what I can do. And for the fact that he's not a gang, he's not like a group. He's like one guy, and he does loads of damage. I think the last time I heard, it was in the comics anyway, I remember there was a conversation where he's over 110 women he's kidnapped. Like every time he breaks out of Arkham and all that stuff. So, yeah, I like him. I think he's cool. So, does he get...
Well, villainy is not that bad. It's mostly just like...
Yes, Fraser, killing people is not that bad.
He kidnaps women, which is a bad thing, but again, when you compare it to the scale of what Batman normally deals with, like, it's not that villainy, but so he's a good place in this list. But yes, does he get a bat woo or does he get a bat boo?
I like crazy people, so I'm going to give him a bat woo for me.
I'm going to give him a bat boo.
Why are you giving him a bat boo?
I'm giving him a bat boo because he's not as cool as someone else who uses gas and mind control.
True.
There's several people that use mind control in that universe, and he's at the bottom. So that's the only reason he's getting a bat boo.
Now I've got number 19 here, and somehow I feel like you like this person because it's your personality. Victor Zsasz. Now,
I like Victor Zsasz.
Yeah, when I say personality, people, Fraser is not a mass murderer. He doesn't.
Yeah. I mean, no.
You're a fan of those type of stories and stuff.
Yeah. This before.
And Victor Zsasz is very much a killer.
So, as far as I know about Victor Zsasz's background, he was a wealthy son to a wealthy family, and he lost all his money to gambling.
Yeah,
right?
he amassed a large personal fortune in addition to his family wealth, and I think at the age of 25 he lost his parents, so he kind of went down that gambling and drugs.
And then he lost all of his money, and then started killing people, and every time he kills someone he marks a bit into the skin.
Yeah. A tally mark.
A tally mark, basically. At this point, his whole entire body is covered with tally marks, apart from, which he has stated in many comics, and the first time I heard of him in the game, is that he has a special spot for Batman.
Do you know where that spot is?
No, I always thought it was the middle of the forehead, because
he never has any in his face.
There's some on his, there's some like a little bit around his neck maybe, but there's none on his, I feel like it's in the middle of the forehead.
I'm sure there's a penis reference we can...
Probably, but we're not going to. So he is like, his villainous is like Professor Pig. He usually does jobs for some people.
Yeah.
I know he was also in Gotham. Didn't have the scars though.
No, he doesn't have the scars. But this is before, I think this Falcone didn't have the riches in the Gotham TV show.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't have that. He worked directly to Falcone.
Right,
so he's a higher hitter in that show. So he doesn't go by the... I think he's not had the mental break yet.
But the best kind of Zsasz is the mental break Zsasz.
Yeah.
So, but he doesn't always work for people because he has his goal, which is basically to kill as many people as possible and get. It's because it's all about the rush and the tally and everything like that. He's fucking mental.
He's got a problem.
But is he getting a bat woo or a bat boo? I mean, I'm giving him a bat woo.
I know you're giving him a bat woo, but I think I'm going to go bat boo.
Why?
Right. Don't get me wrong. He's a cool character, and his whole persona and everything. It's like It's like I feel like Bruce Wayne could have went down that mad road if he'd went under us, but he's not. Like I feel like if he does something, Batman will just get him and put him away. Like there's wee stuff all, and he doesn't feel like he has a major impact on Batman for me, so I'm going to give him a bat boo.
So he's getting a bat woo for me because of all the serial killer type villains that Batman has, Calendar Man, Professor Pig, Zsasz is the coolest one, so he gets a bat woo.
At number 18, we have, and we brought him up just before, but we have Carmine Falcone, which
is one of the most normal villains I would say on this list.
Yes, and the reason he's on this list is he is just a massive fucking crime lord.
Pretty much.
He at one point or another, he controlled Penguin, Zsasz, never the Joker, obviously. He had the Riddler. He had all the Scarecrow at one point. He had a control of literally the whole of Gotham.
And he still kind of does. He has his finger in a lot of pies because he's a mob boss. But the reason he's quite low down on this list is because, yes, he's been portrayed in a lot of movies, like The Dark Knight, for instance. Mostly just that one.
Yeah.
Like that franchise has had Falcone in it.
Yeah. The impact for Batman. Falcone was massive. Then Batman came down. So he started. The reason he's down there, but he's still there, is because he starts to dwindle when Batman comes around. Because obviously, mob
he's
boss.
Also not as cool as most Batman villains. It's not something that immediately jumps out at you. At the end of the day, he's still very villainous. He causes a lot of problems, like all the things you were saying. But he's still getting a bat boo. When you take him into consideration and everybody else, he's still getting a bat boo.
Because he's getting a bat boo for me. Because if you stick him in a room, say Batman's beat all his henchmen, Batman goes in the room. He's just like, oh fuck, Falcone doesn't fight. He's not going to fight him. You know what I mean? Unlike our next person at 17, one of your favourites, the big man Black Mask.
I do like a Black Mask, which is he is obviously a mob boss like Falcone.
Yes.
Black Mask.
But he's much more ferocious, to be honest with you.
He can also stick up for himself.
Oh, fuck.
The Black Mask thing is cool.
How he gets it is cool.
We kind of talked about that last time. One of the times we talked about, because obviously with the Birds of Prey movie.
His real name is Roman Sionis.
So yeah, he is a mob boss. The first time I had heard of him was The Game. I think it was The Game, and that Batman animated cartoon.
Yeah.
But mostly The Game, because when I realised about villains I never thought about was in Arkham Asylum. You found profiles on different villains when you scan stuff, and one of the things was his mask, and it came up, and I was like, "Oh, this guy's cool." And then obviously in the next game, when you're going into Arkham City, you see him sitting across there, and then obviously in Arkham Origins, he's a crucial part of the game and stuff like that. So that's how I like.
I like from the comics, like Black Mask. It was a multi-millionaire company boss. Like he was a CEO and all that, and it started to dwindle, and he was starting to lose out. And then he got a big buyout by Wayne Industries, so he came to hate Bruce Wayne. That's
another good thing about Black Mask, because he doesn't just hate Batman.
Yeah, hates Bruce Wayne, hates him.
Which, if obviously, like spoiler alert, but Bruce Wayne is Batman.
But it's also the fact, and this is one of the reasons he'll get my bat something later on, is because he's actually started a society it's a cult called False Facers, where a group of like mob bosses and villains, they put masks on, and it's like pretty much like Illuminati type shit. You know what I mean? And I think that's just one of those things. It's like fucking that's cool.
Could I add one little thing, by the way? Because I know this isn't news, but it's a little bit of a fact that I actually meant to tell you.
Yeah.
Is that apparently it's rumoured that DC want Ewan McGregor to play Black Mask.
Oh yeah, I saw that. I remember seeing that.
Which would be cool.
Yeah.
So Bat Woo all together.
Bat Woo!
For all that thing, Bat Woo.
Yep. Anyway, next we have number 16, Man Bat.
Man Bat.
Now, Man Bat for me.
Not Batman. Man Bat.
Yes. If anyone's out there confused, there is both. I'm just, you know what I mean. But
so Man Bat is a scientist.
Yeah, he's a scientist.
There's two things. I'm sure there's two ways to this story. One where he is a massive Batman fan and tries to help him, and then ends up turning himself into Man Bat.
Yep.
And then there's one where he's a scientist where he's trying to cure someone, and it ends up fucking up and turning him into Man Bat.
There's also one where he was controlled by the League, and they thought Batman had bat powers. So they ordered him to experiment with animals and stuff, and there were always failed experiments. There were always like massive weird monsters. And the scientist, by the way, his name is Robert Kirkland Langstrom, just because we forgot to say it. But he went out and he was working on these. They called it the cure for humanity, just turning people into animals. And it was made a bat one because Ra's thought Batman was a man with bat powers. Which I find hilarious. And he turned around and the doctor was forced to use it on himself.
Which was becoming Man Bat.
Yeah. So, but I think the reason he and the next couple of monsters on our list.
The reason Man Bat's quite low, and I think that's what you were going to say, was that
he's not always Man Bat.
Exactly. That's what it comes down to. He's deadly when he's Man Bat, but it does run out.
Yeah. And
obviously, when it runs out, he's just a man. Very easy for Batman. But is he getting a Bat Woo or a Bat Boo?
For the fact that he's a Man Bat,
I'm
gonna give him a woo.
You're gonna give him a Bat Woo. See,
Bat
I'm
Woo.
gonna give him a Bat Boo.
Why?
Because the person who came up with him clearly just went, we need a new villain. So our villain is Batman, and they spent ages staring at it, and they went, wait a minute, Man Bat. It's not very smart.
It's brilliant.
So Bat Boo.
Bat fuck you. Anyway, next we have at 15 Clayface.
Yeah, I like myself. I like Clayface.
There's been loads of adaptations, but the normal basic one is Basil Carlo.
Was an actor. Is that the main one? Is the actor the main one? Because I feel like he is. The actor's like the
Basil Carlo was once a famous actor, but soon fell into madness after he learned that one of his classic movies are being remade with a new star in his previous role. I'm sorry, but that's funny in this day and age. Could you
True. Imagine that. There've been loads of Clayfaces. So how does he become Clayface though?
Alright, Carlo assumed the character Clayface name with his new identity and murdered several of the cast and crew before being apprehended by Batman and Robin. Using a substance from a group known as the Mud Pack, okay, Carlo gained the appearance of a massive monster of clay able to shapeshift into any object and anything.
So it's quite a silly origin story, but as a whole, I like Clayface just because like he can like shapeshift,
yeah.
And then like he has big implications in the game, which was like one of the second time I'd ever been introduced to him, because in the Batman animated cartoon was that his best friend, the bald guy, who it becomes Clayface.
Yeah, I remember that. It was the actor.
He was the detective.
Oh yeah, the detective.
They did the detective. It was like his best friend, like when he was Bruce Wayne, is the one that becomes. He was trying to control it,
and he was trying to be good, and then he started to lose his mind, and just
then becomes Clayface. Yeah. So that was the first time I was introduced to Clayface. One thing I really like too is that Clayface is in Arkham Asylum.
Yeah.
And it's really amazing. Was that when you go up to Warden's office, you go into his office to try and get something. You come back down, and there's just a random prisoner just standing there.
Yeah.
And then you go away to do something else. You come back, and he's the warden, and then he like says like, "Batman, release me! I'm the warden." And if you walk away and turn back around, he's someone else. So it's like obviously it's Clayface, but it's just him like playing tricks on you. So it's like he's still there. He's just not there on a bigger part. So. Bat-woo or Bat-boo?
For the fact that he's made by the Mud Pack, and he's a very hard villain for Batman to fight. He has to always make gadgets and make tech to try and take it out specifically. So he's going to get a Bat-woo for me.
He's going to get a Bat-woo for me too.
That's because he's an actor who turned around and started killing people, isn't it? That's why.
No, it's just because he's Clayface. He's a man made of clay with a face.
Really?
What else was I going to do there? Right, who's next?
Next we have, and we got a look at this character in the Suicide Squad film. Your favourite character, number 14, Killer Croc.
Okay. So, I like Killer Croc in the game.
Waylon Jones.
I like Killer Croc and everything else but Suicide Squad. So, yeah, he was a deformed child, as far as I can, and was released into the sewer because his family tried to disown him, correct?
Yes, he was a former crocodile wrestler turned into a criminal deformed by a birth defect.
It's going to be hard to get him a Bat-boo now.
He has low intelligence but great strength.
And he likes to eat people.
Yes, he's massive.
And he also, I remember from the game, is they ate one of the warden's arms at one point because he's got like a metal arm, and they bring it up in every single game. I can't remember his name. But yeah, so he's a massive crocodile.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
But is he getting a Bat-woo or a Bat-boo?
For villainy and fucking fear factor at this point, I'm going to give him a Bat-woo.
Oh, I'm going to give him a Bat-boo.
Why?
Because I can't get over Suicide Squad. Bat-boo.
Can't taint him with that.
I'm tainting him with that.
It's shocking. Now, the next one. Number 13. Every young man's fantasy growing up. Every older man's fantasy now. Catwoman.
Michelle Pfeiffer, I did like. Yeah. She's the best looking Catwoman I ever got.
Yeah. Anne Hathaway.
It just didn't look very Catwoman-y. Just looked like a lassie in leather.
Lassie in leather with boots and
Yeah,
point
but
years.
in like obviously the one in the like Batman Returns is stupid. I mean, right? This is not Halle Berry. That
Yes.
which is
Okay.
maybe why
Okay.
she's getting a bad boo.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Right. She's on this list, and a lot of people are like, is she really a villain? Do you see her as a villain? She is a thief called Selina Kyle, which she's in Gotham, the TV show, and she's
the
portrayed
reason
really
why
well.
she's on this list is because yes, she helps Batman. Yes, she does sometimes good.
Yes,
Most
she's
of-
also supposedly married to Batman.
But most of the time, she fucks him over.
Yeah. So 9 times out of 10 she will fuck him over. She'll always pick her, let's call them birds of prey people. She'll always pick those girls for her own gains, pretty
She
much.
also loves to just torment Batman.
Yeah.
Batman can't
She
help
is.
himself.
She is the literal embodiment of tease.
Fair
Right?
enough.
She uses, and that's not me talking bad about her. She uses that because she knows she can. Okay? She is.
That's not the reason why she's a villain. Obviously, it's the fact that she robs and steals stuff is the reason she's a villain.
Yes, but it's the fact, and the reason she's on this list just now is her ability to play on.
Mind games.
Yeah,
with
play
Batman.
mind games with Batman,
It's mostly
and
because
no
of
one ever
Batman.
really does that. Like
No.
certain characters, they barely ever do that to Batman.
I mean, Catwoman's the only person where she can phone up Batman or however bat phone him on his bat phone and just be like, "Come and help me," and he would run, and
Yeah.
it turns out that it's a trap, and he'd fall for it. It
Every
happens,
time,
like, all the
every time.
So is she getting a bat woo or a bat boo?
For being a fantasy of mine, she's getting a bat. Woo!
I'm gonna give it a bat woo just because I like the Michelle Pfeiffer's performance over. But again, I'm trying to forget about Halle Berry, so bat woo.
Don't know what you're talking about. There was no Halle Berry film.
Right.
Anyway,
What's next?
next is I was going to say something a little better. Number 12, Poison Ivy.
Which is another cool character.
Yeah, very
Definitely.
very powerful character.
Actually, I'm a lot more powerful than probably people give her credit
Yeah,
for.
Pamela Lillian Eiley is her name.
Loves those plants.
Yep, she's a genius intellect, brilliant botanist and toxicologist.
And in my opinion, it's probably like, I would say it's maybe a bit controversial depending on who the class as villainy or who we don't have on this list, but probably the Batman's best female villain, I would say.
Yes, yeah, I would. Yep.
Probably the best
Yep.
Batman's best female villain.
And the fact that how she's so powerful, Swamp Thing is a fucking beast. He is a monster of power. She is a semi-mythical connection to the Green, so she's like half powerful as Swamp Thing. To me, that's just
The only bad thing about when it comes to Poison Ivy for me is the first time I was ever introduced to her
was that
Batman and
yeah,
Robin.
yeah. Oh my god, oh my god. What was the actress called?
Uma Thurman.
Uma
was
Thurman.
the role
Not
that-
her fault. It's what she was given. But
where
oh
she
my
controlled, when
god,
she controlled mentally idiot Bane.
yeah.
Like that's how. But like, unfortunately, that's the first time. But as time progressed, I learned more about her. I saw
Yep.
her in different things.
Yep.
Then I learned that she
I
was.
still think she's terrible in Gotham. The portrayal there.
I've never seen her in Gotham.
She starts off 8.
Mhm.
Next season she's 15. Season after that she's 25. And the next season she was
Maybe
a
she's
full
already got
grown.
plant powers and she's grown.
Yeah,
faster.
she was given all that. Like that,
Right.
that was explained. But
Right.
to me, it was
So,
just
But is she getting a bat woo or a bat boo?
for her powers, for her ability to just fuck the world, and she's literally covered in Gotham and plants, which is both in the games and in comics.
Mhm.
She's getting a bat woo for me.
She's getting a bat woo from me as well.
Yep. Next at number 11, and a favourite of yours probably, big man Hugo Strange.
So I really like Hugo Strange, and like very, very, in my opinion, very underrated
Yes.
because it's again someone who basically messes with Batman's heat. Like he's not strong, he's not powerful. He's powerful, but he's not like
He's powerful
Physically
he's
powerful.
powerful from his intellect. He uses his brain to he could just fuck with Batman's world.
And one of my favourite parts of the entire thing about Hugo Strange is he's one of the only people that know who Batman is, being Bruce Wayne, but just
Doesn't
chooses
care.
to keep it to
He
himself.
does not care.
And only uses it when he wants to mess with him. Like
Yeah.
when he wants to fuck. That's one of the things I love about Hugo Strange is he fucks up Batman when he's not Batman as well.
Yeah.
And it's just totally just destroying him. And also the other thing about Hugo Strange is some people don't think he's bad. Like the people of Gotham think that there's save him sometimes. You know, where he's a psychiatrist, he's not actually that bad. But then Batman knows he's bad, but can't actually do fuck all about it because he'd fuck him up when he's Bruce Wayne. It's like someone who generally poses no physical threat whatsoever just has Batman at his whim all the time.
Yeah.
And on a little side note, that it was rumoured donkeys ago that in The Dark Knight Rises, or the third Dark Knight, we were going to get a Robin Williams playing Hugo Strange. Never came to fruition, but God, one could only dream.
What? Could you imagine?
Yeah, one could only dream, man.
Right.
So for me, he's getting a massive bat woo.
I'll give him a bat boo.
Why?
Because I understand that he knows Batman and all that, but he's to me personally, he could fuck Batman's world, but I just didn't see him as a fear factor. I just didn't. I feel like if Batman could go after Batman, I'd just take him and just like fuck it.
Fair enough. We're all to our opinion here.
Yep.
So who's next?
We have at number 10. We're hitting the big tens now. This is my favourite. These are like Batman has loads of characters.
This is one I know the least about.
Yeah, this is one that I just love. It's the Court of Owls as a group.
Well, I'm going to let you take this, man, because I genuinely know nothing about this.
Well, the Court of Owls is a secret organisation centuries old with immense power and influence embedded in Gotham because they literally built Gotham.
The only thing I actually know about the Court of Owls is that there's been some Waynes in the Court of Owls.
The first Court of Owls had a Wayne family in it. So that's why Bruce Wayne was always chased by the Court of Owls. They were always like, come join us, and he was always like, no. It's the fact that they're just business people and like rich first families who control everything, and it's the fact that they're so cult-like that it's freaky because obviously they will all walk about with their owl masks.
See, for me, what I know about the Court of Owls, like when I first heard of them, is that everybody was raving about like this is the best Batman villains they've done, like brand new for ages.
It's because they have talents. Now, talents are the assassins of the Court of Owls.
They feel like League of Assassins. They feel like the League of Assassins.
They do. And it's funny, right? Because it's so connected. Because the talents have obviously.
What's Azrael to do with the Court of
Ra's al
Owls?
Ghul was at one point. Azrael.
Yeah.
I believe Azrael was trained from a young age because the Court of Owls, they're dead people who they keep bringing back to life, like Winter Soldier type story. They keep bringing them back to life, put them out in a fight. Whereas Azrael was the first one where they went, oh, let's try doing it from a young age.
Right, we'll start from the
Yeah. But anyway, what I loved about this, right, is Wayne was one of the families that started the Owls, and one of their first talents was a Grayson. So anyone who knows Grayson is Robin, Nightwing, blah blah. And I love the story of that where it's the Talons go out and they're fucking. There's no stopping them. You cannot kill them. You cannot. There's only you literally have to cut them to pieces to stop them. So Batman is up and they've actually turned. At one point, they turned Nightwing against Batman because using a dead Grayson, and it's one of those stories where it's so intertwined.
Really
so for me,
are we getting a bat woo or a bat boo?
Always a bat woo.
See, I thought we'd giving a bat boo just to annoy you, but I'm not going to be like that. So bat woo for me.
Yes, fuck yeah. Next is also a favourite of mine, and I know it's a favourite of yours, Jason Todd. Now,
this is more of a favourite for yours because we argue. We didn't Loki argue about this. There's none of this time, but he does deserve to be on this list.
Yeah, I know people
he became good up to a point. Now, I'm not taking the Dark Knight Jason Todd into this.
Don't know what you're talking about.
Which is a good game, but again, we're not taking into that.
No.
The reason why I like Jason Todd is the connections to Batman.
Yeah, it's the fact that Batman made this character. He made this person. So he took him again as a ward.
It doesn't help that he was brought back to life in the
Lazarus Pit by Rage. So yeah, he came back mentally broken. But it's the fact that in the comics and in the movies they kept it the same, where it's why did you let him live? He's always at Bruce Wayne, always at Batman saying, why did you let the Joker live?
This is the thing, yeah, like he's basically, I mean, the animated movie is fantastic.
Yes,
we have to give that props. But basically, the reason why he's basically Batman who's willing to kill. That's basically what Jason Todd is, and it is, yeah, like you said, it's basically of all the horrible things that Joker has done, why not just kill him?
Yeah,
and Batman won't.
I remember he took out, well, he never killed him, but he took out Joker, Penguin, Freeze, Black Mask. He got them all under his control, like Jason Todd, right? Red Hood got them all under his control, and he was like, he found the Joker in prison, and they were having to transport him, and obviously he fucking goes to set him on fire. Batman saves him. He goes to shoot him. Batman saves the Joker. And the fight between them is, it doesn't matter if it's a comic books, games, everything. I think the fight between them is so good because they know each other, and that impact on Bruce Wayne where he goes, I can't really do it. I can't kill him. I can't. You know what I mean? I can't do that because it's not who I am.
He's a son. He's part of the Bat family.
Yeah.
So, but does it mean he gets a Bat woo or a Bat boo?
Fucking Bat woo. And if you give a Bat boo, I'm gonna fucking punch you.
He's gonna get a Bat woo.
Good man.
But a little bit of a Bat boo because he looks like a Power Ranger.
Dude, don't knock the red. Don't knock the red.
Who's next?
Oh, you son of a...
Come on, I gave you nice things in the last one. I got to shit on you at some point.
Right, now, the next one at number 8, holy crap, number 8, is Hush, a favourite of yours.
I love Hush. I think Hush is fantastic.
Thomas Elliott.
So, I like Hush for the same reasons that you like Jason Todd.
Yes.
But I feel like Hush is better than that. Because one, he doesn't become an anti-hero. Mm-hmm. So Hush is a childhood friend of
Bruce
Wayne, where he's basically been jealous of Bruce Wayne his entire life.
Yeah.
And
even though he becomes a skilled surgeon and he rises up the ranks, he's always been like, oh my god, Bruce Wayne on his mind.
And the thing about it is, like, I think he might be one of the characters that also knows that he's Batman.
I believe so. I don't honestly know that.
I'm not 100% sure about it, but I think he basically wants to hurt Wayne more than he wants to hurt Batman.
Yeah.
And he wears like a basically like surgeon like tape around his head because underneath of it he's done plastic surgery to make himself look like Wayne. Yeah,
there was because it was an arc called Bruce Wayne Gone Bad. That was a stupid name, but he turns. It's the fact that he was able to turn all the villains together to go after Batman, but it's also the fact that he was able to turn Superman against Batman. Now, to have that ability to turn Superman against Batman,
and this is just a man with no powers.
Yep.
With not like he's obviously got fighting stuff, but he's not got any powers, and he's just the connection that he has with Bruce and Batman and that whole Wayne family and everything in Gotham. It just feels like he's never been treated the way he should, and he basically goes down a really dark path. The one reason why I also like is that when you say that about like Zaz, where you're saying about if Bruce Wayne, bad things happen to him, like in my opinion, if Bruce Wayne goes bad, he's Hush. Hush is like bad Bruce Wayne.
Yeah, like polar opposites of each other.
Yeah, it's not like bad Batman, it's bad Bruce Wayne, which then wouldn't be Batman. Like it's such a fantastic character, so simplistic, and is 100% getting a bat woo.
I'm going to give him a bat boo.
Why?
Because he looks like a mummy.
Is this just to get back at me, Jason?
Yes, it is.
Fair enough.
Coming at me with that Power Ranger. Looking
fair.
Like a goddamn Tom Cruise movie cut out mother. Anyway.
I'll tell you what though, just on a little before we move on for Hush.
Okay.
Please just get Matt Damon to play him in a movie with Ben Affleck.
Oh my god, yes.
Just do it. Folk have joked about it for ages and say because they're best friends. Just do it, it'd be great.
Could you imagine them trying to fight each other though?
But it wouldn't. I don't know if it'd be like that. But just do it. Just get Matt Damon to play Hush, because just do it.
Just do it. Anyway, next we've got at number 7 the Riddler. Obviously Edward Nygma, Who just fucking anyone who knows Batman knows the Riddler. We got Jim Carrey.
Well, that's the first introduction I had into the Riddler, which was Jim Carrey as the Riddler, and at the time I liked it,
Yeah.
because it was Jim Carrey. But when looking back on it, when the best Riddler is probably the game Riddler.
Yes. Even the Gotham Riddler is okay, but he's like he keeps going back and forth for being bad and good.
And obviously we've got the animated versions of the one in the Batman one that I've talked most about, not the anime. I've seen some of the animated cartoon, like the one that a lot of people know about, but the one that I remember the most. I didn't like that Riddler. He was weird, skinny, and stuff like that. He had like long hair. Not a massive fan of that Riddler.
I like the suited, top-hatted Riddler.
Well, speaking of that, which again I'll give you another little bit of trivia, is that he was also meant to be. It was meant to be Hugo Strange and the Riddler in the third Batman movie. And guess who was meant to be playing him?
Who?
Neil Patrick Harris.
Oh, that'd have been so good. That'd have been so fucking good.
Yeah.
But as a fear factor, the Riddler is known for placing bombs fucking everywhere.
Yes, he is a villain and he does horrible things, but he doesn't pose any threat to Batman physically. Mentally,
No.
yes, even though Batman always figures it out. But he can't help him. Like, if he just set a bomb and put it on 10 settings, he'd probably kill loads of people. It's the fact that he has to put a riddle in it. But it's mostly...
He undoes himself a lot though.
Yes, the reason he's this high is because he's very well known.
Yeah, and he's
Like,
he's
everybody
entertaining.
knows, yeah, everybody knows what the green question mark is. Like, everybody knows that's the Riddler.
I literally think I would throw my son at the house if he didn't know that is.
So is he getting a bat woo or a bat boo?
For entertaining wise, I'd give a bat woo. But just the Riddler in general, I'd give him a bat woo. Because I just don't feel he's a threat. He undoes himself too much, so he's got a bat boo.
Bat boo for me, but only for one reason.
Jim
It's
Carrey.
fucking trophies in the games. Take it, fuck off. Bat boo.
Shocking, Fraser. You're all about those
I
weird.
fucking hate the trophies in those games, man. I never got any. Like, hardly. I got some of them, and then I was like, oh, I'll get them all this time, and then I was like, no, fuck this.
That's so aggressive, Fraser.
Right, who's next,
So
man?
aggressive. Next, at number 6, we have the Penguin.
Oswald Cobblepot.
Oswald Chesterfield Cobblepot.
So, the first introduction I had to him was The Dark Knight. The Batman Returns, Danny DeVito.
Yep.
The weird,
Creepiest penguin that's ever been made.
but a good character
Yeah.
in that. Like, they had the umbrella thing down, and then in the game, and then what I saw of him, and I've also heard from other people that the guy in the Gotham nails the Penguin.
Fucking nails it, mate. I mean, that guy, I don't know who the actor is, but he is just so fucking good at portraying. It's hilarious because he's walked with the walk for it. Like, he's got that weird, like, yeah like a penguin walk. He's threw himself into that so much that he gets sore from walking normal now. So that's.
I thought, like, what I saw of Gotham, and it's actually on Netflix, so I really should. No, it's on Now TV. So
it's on Netflix too.
Maybe it's on Netflix then. Anyway, I really should catch up on it. But yeah, so Penguin is an iconic Batman villain.
Yeah, he's one of the oldest Batman foes. He is an eccentric criminal mastermind, known of his much love of umbrellas.
But for me, he's better than the Riddler because, again, he doesn't really pose a physical threat, but he,
His gang is so big.
yes, and like the umbrella thing, and in the game, he was also voiced by Nolan North.
Nice.
Also adds a little bit of trivia and greatness.
To me too, I like the fact that he pretty much, it's like a big finger to Batman where he's got a club called the Iceberg Lounge,
Mm-hmm.
and he's just there. He sets up his businesses, he gets things, but he's there mostly. And it's just like, Batman, you know where I am. You ain't going to catch me. You ain't going to do fuck all. Obviously, it happens. But it's his ability just to be like, I don't care what you think, Batman. I'm going to keep being a fucking badass. So he's going to get a bat
He's
woo.
also going to get a bat woo for me as well.
Right. Next one.
What number are we on now?
Oh, it says hitting 5, mate.
Top 5.
Top 5. Top 5. It is Two-Face.
Another iconic villain.
Yeah. if you don't know Two-Face, you're not a Batman fan.
So,
AKA Harvey Dent.
for me, first introduction to Two-Face was probably the actual animated Batman cartoon, not the one I've been talking about mostly, the actual animated one where they did his origin. And then it was Tommy Lee Jones, which fucking, looking back at it, sucked. And then obviously it was The Dark Knight, Aaron Eckhart, who did it in that movie. And then that's like...
We never got too much of that though.
No, and then obviously... And then the games is most of the times that I've saw him, and it's such a fantastic character.
And it's his ability from being a lawyer and standing up for justice, and then this moment just fucking breaks him in half, literally.
I mean, it's not saying it would a normal person, but you'd definitely have trauma after it. And I mean, even in The Dark Knight, where it was super realistic, they still put the coin thing in.
Oh yeah.
That aspect of like the whole like, I loved it in the Dark Knight movie. Like, you know, obviously the Batman Forever, where like he goes in his lair and one side's like butterflies and one side's like, it was so cheesy and shit. But then like if you do it, you can still add the cheesiness of the coin and like the luck, but have it like be super realistic at the same time. So he is getting a big bat woo.
He's getting a bat woo for me too, but only because he's one of those characters who just goes, I'm going to flip a coin and see what happens. And you're just like, fucking bro. Because there's times you actually see him walk away. Like, he flips a coin and it's not how he landed.
I also imagine he's in unbearable pain all the time.
Yeah, I feel like he's probably numb to it now, though.
Maybe.
Could you imagine? Anyway, yes, right way for that. This one, number 4, Scarecrow.
So, in my opinion, Scarecrow is probably my second favourite Batman villain. Obviously, we agreed on like all the villains together because this is like choices together and taking into how everybody else might feel. But if it was up to me, he would be second, because I think Scarecrow is so cool. Like, he went from like cheesiness to then just being terrifying.
Yep.
Like in the cartoons, he was like a bit cheesiness but sort of terrifying at the same time. The game took him to a whole new terrifying level. The movie took him to like a terrifying level.
Jonathan Crane, that's his real name.
So, not even no physical threat whatsoever.
No, God.
But
unless he's got a scythe on him.
True. Certain variations, yes. But fucking mental.
Yo, what?
He will fuck you up more than anybody else in that entire universe. Make you live your deepest, darkest fears.
His intelligence, the thing is, he's always been portrayed, he never portrayed as this, but he's got a masters in martial arts and like weapons and stuff, but he's always just, his ability just to change his gas, because he knows Batman's cured his cell of it every time, so he changes it and changes it and powers it, and his threat to Gotham is just out of this world the amount of times.
Everybody fucking terrified.
And he has. He's done it before, and they go fucking mental. And the portrayal in Gotham is a bit weak, but I love the fear factor with Scarecrow, because he is. Imagine just fucking run up somebody and he sprays you in the face and you just start seeing your worst fears.
Like, I like seeing the game where the mask that he wears, where it was like half off and stuff like that. I like that, but I also like what they did in Batman Begins, where it was just a sack, but as soon as you get it, it looks like the most terrifying thing you've ever seen in your fucking life. But at the end of the day, it's just a sack going over a man's head. But when like anybody sees it, they're like, "This is fucking nightmare-inducing." So he is getting a big bat woo.
He's getting a bat woo for me for fear factor. I'll tell you that anyway. Sorry, the phone's went mental. Next, my alone favourite character, just because he's always there to fuck shit up, Ra's al Ghul.
What number is this?
That is number 3. He is the leader of the League of Assassins.
So Ra's or
Raz. It's one or the other. He is anytime anyone brings up about the Lazarus Pits and people being brought back to life, he is the main guy from it. He's the boss. He's lived for thousands and thousands and thousands of years. He's a master of all combat. it's just any act in the world. This is how he's portrayed. In any act in the world where it's changed something, he was being a part of it, and it's what I love about him is the fact that he will fuck everything up. He will destroy any country. He will burn cities to the ground. But he's not going to kill Batman. He's had thousands of opportunities because he wants Batman as his ward. He wants him to take over as him, and it's just it's one of those.
Plus, he can rock a good goatee.
Anyone who can rock a good goatee is good in my fucking.
That weird ass hair, and I mean, he kicks. And he's play. Obviously, his daughter Talia al Ghul has massive implications on that world as well, which is technically tied into the League of Assassins. Like that whole thing is like a massive thing in itself. So is he getting a bat woo?
He's getting a bat woo, but just to further it on is the fact that he got his daughter to fall pregnant to this is gross, but they made a child with Batman,
Damian
Wayne. So they found out that Batman is Bruce Wayne instantly, and it's just so much in the detail of how fucking interloped, like the Court of Owls, Ra's al Ghul is with Batman, and it's one of the reasons.
So this is another one that we had at number 3 because we couldn't quite differentiate these two people for one reason and one reason only, was that we feel like they're about the same place, and it's mostly for, and I'll explain that one reason. Is also at number 3 we have Mr. Freeze.
Oh, Mr. Freeze!
And the reason why Mr. Freeze is also at number 3 is because if you remember when we did the Marvel Villains one and we talked about agreeability, you just can't take that away because of the whole everything he's doing for his wife.
Yeah.
And that is the reason why we placed him at number 3 as well, because like I feel like
you can relate to him
100%, because like even I would do it.
Yeah.
And, like, he is a villain and he's incredibly smart and like everything he does, and I mean
he only ever joins.
Did we give Rachel Batwoo?
We didn't. No, we did. But anyway, Raish gets a Batwoo.
Batwoo.
But with Freeze, he only joins the villains to help his wife. He only joins to help people because he needs it. He only attacks businesses because he needs the technology from it, which he cannot afford to buy. And Victor Freeze
is one of the smartest people in Gotham, like in that whole universe. Like he's one of the smartest people, like 100%.
Yeah, and the implications of most people you see in the DC universe who owns or uses ice weapons, they've got from him in one adaptation or another. So you're talking Flash, you're talking Superman's people. There's just his implication of genius is just ridiculous.
On a side note as well, his boss battle in Arkham City is one of the best boss battles in games ever. Is the one where you have to sneak about the room and you have to attack him different ways because he starts adapting to your attacks.
Yeah.
Which is a little side note, which is great.
Are we going to bring up Arnold Schwarzenegger, or are we just going to leave that to the side?
Well, I'm going to go with that woo, and if we keep talking about Arnold Schwarzenegger, I'm going to change it to a bat boo. So bat woo.
Bat woo for Mr. Freeze.
So I'll let you go to number 2.
Number 2 is the big bad man played by Tom Hardy, Bane. Or his real name is... That cannot be true. His real name is Dorrance.
Well,
it cannot
is he not Mexican?
Yeah, the original...
The original version of Bane is Mexican.
Yeah, not stuck in a hole, everybody thinks he's a bad guy, Bane. Anyway, he's a Mexican. He has affiliations with Suicide Squad, Secret Society, Supervillains, and the Secret Six. So
Bane is high on the list for several reasons. 1, because he's cool as fuck.
He's OP as fuck.
2, he has broken the bat many times, and one very famously, which obviously came over in The Dark Knight Rises, and like it was one of the more like iconic comic book covers. Then Batman's bent over Bane's knee and breaking his back. Like it's
iconic. It's just iconic.
I mean, he's in the dark. He's in the games. And he's in some of the cartoons. You remember in the Batman one where he's like big and red, which was not as the way I liked him. Same as like in Batman Arkham Origins, he becomes like Super Bane and it turns him into an idiot. Like some of that's like bad, but other representations, like I don't hate the Tom Hardy thing. I just wanted a little bit of Venom in him, but as a whole, as implications for Batman, he is massive. Like he's
He's one of those guys that just fucks Batman raw.
And this is like, it's actually depends like if how big a comic book fan you are, but he isn't an idiot. Like,
no,
he's not. He's actually just as smart as he is incredibly strong.
And he's also an escapologist.
Like it's
just.
I mean, he's getting a bat woo for that.
Yeah, he's getting a bat woo for breaking a bat, but.
So, we're going to go to number one. The massive surprise that is number one.
I don't think anyone's seen this coming. Seriously. As long as we don't take in the new Batman, new Joker film, then yeah, we're working at this as the...
At number one, as obviously it was going to be nobody else.
The fucking...
The Joker.
The king of crime.
It was going to be nobody else. As much as you want to make a Batman list and you want to change things about and make it like try and make this podcast as interesting as possible, it was never going to be anybody else.
No,
it can't be anybody else.
There's no argument out there for anyone else being the big bad for Batman. There isn't. There's no argument. He is and always will be the most dangerous motherfucker in Batman's world.
One of the coolest baddies ever imagined. Has done so many fucked up things, so many crazy things.
Oh my god, Batman the Killing Joke. Oh my god.
He has tormented not only just Batman,
Gordon.
He's killed Jason Todd. He cut off his own face and then got half of it sewed on by the doll maker.
He crippled Gordon's daughter, Barbara Gordon.
Twisted a psychiatrist and becoming fucking Harley Quinn.
Yep.
He is...
It's just...
He's done so many horrible things to Batman, and I love every second of it. It's so good, the Joker. And I mean, you got obviously like even the film things like Jack Nicholson.
Even in Gotham, the guy that plays it's half decent.
The new one that's coming out, fuck Jared Leto. Like
I still like. I read this on Reddit, and I believe I told you. There's a theory going out there that Joaquin Phoenix is, and I think I brought this up last time, that I hoped Joaquin Phoenix would come in and just kill Joker because he was supposedly Red Hood.
Are we going to talk about like? Well,
this is our next adaptation. It's our next adaptation, so we can. But I think I would fucking if he is the guy who broke Jason Todd and turned him into that Joker, which you love.
You mean like?
I know there's
Batman Beyond.
Batman Beyond, where the Joker is Jason Todd.
Yes, because in that one it's like the Batman
like,
Beyond.
If they do that, that's fucking cool.
I mean, if they do that, but it still would mean Jared Leto would exist. But as a whole, there is no way it can't be.
He's a bat fucking woo.
That is a bat massive woo. There's no way you can bat boo that. You should never bat boo. So that is the Batman villain list. The only thing I've got to say before we move on to something else is if there's anybody else that you wanted to consider, leave a little comment. Give it a bat woo. Give it a bat boo.
Yeah, just leave bat boo, hashtag bat boo.
So I've only got one other question. Is what have you done lately?
Not much. But what I have done is I've done something that you kept recommending. I started American Vandal.
Such a good show.
I love it so far.
How far are you in?
I'm only about 2.5 now. 2.5, 3 episodes in, which fucking...
So if anybody doesn't know what American Vandal is it's a mockumentary thing where it's like a true crime documentary where it's like super serious, but it's about like dicks and shit. It's not. It's about stupid things, but it acts super seriously, and it's just so funny.
There's a line in it, the first season, and it's what made me go, I love this show. And it's just like, oh man, if I don't make it into college, then my girlfriend would move far away. We could do the long distance, but I'd just be jerking myself off. Then he's like, but then we'd break up, and I'd be jerking myself off anyway. I'm just like, no, I think it's hilarious so far. Also, oh my god, my nose, sorry. I watched, what else did I watch? Nothing. Oh my god, I didn't watch anything. I have been playing a lot, and I mean a lot, of DayZ lately. Because I know it's not your thing, but
no, but we've covered it a little
it's-
bit before. But like, you've played a lot more of it, so
because it's it takes like an hour to get halfway up the map in real time. So yeah, so I'm playing it a lot, trying to go, and I've died hundreds of times so far.
I mean, at least you're not giving up. That's like the main factor.
I climbed a ladder in the game. See, in comedy films, you see somebody climb up and they go, "Oops," and they fly backwards and drop. I did that, and then I had the immortal zombies where I'm hitting them, nothing's happening, and they jumped me. That was fun.
Sounds fun.
It's just, I fucking love it. I mean, I fucking love it, and it's just one of those. What the fuck is your thing doing? PlayStation be weird. Anyway, I think it's amazing, and that's literally it. I know I'm getting Forza on Friday, so I'll hopefully get to smash that and talk about it next week. But that's all I've done. So that's me, mate. What you done lately?
Well, I haven't played fuck all. Pretty much apart from the usual Overwatch. That's pretty usual.
You've got a problem.
But I've watched quite a lot, actually. I watched the first episode of season 3 of The Good Place.
I watched that too. I forgot that.
It was pretty good. I mean, I want it just all to be there so I can binge it.
Yeah.
It's a good show, but you have to wait, which is fair. Some of the premise is a bit different this time, so it's keeping it fresh. I like it. But the main thing I did is I watched all of Maniac on Netflix.
And what did you think?
And it is really good. It is a mindfuckery. It is you have to pay attention to things that are going on.
Yeah.
It's to do with emotions and brains and just the world is like, you don't get too much about the world, but it feels like a sort of 80s future where it's like Blade Runner, but not as that thing, but it's kind of like it's the future, but everything still looks like older. The performances, Jonah Hill's performance, Emma Stone's performance is fantastic. Justin Theroux is really good in it as well. It's basically about like two people go to a trial for different reasons, and it's about taking drugs that are meant to tell you what's wrong with you and fix you by putting you in a machine that like puts you into like certain realities and basically does stuff to your mind without spoiling it. And it takes you on such a roller coaster of a journey, and you just crazy shit happens all over, and it doesn't have like the end that you feel after it's finished. You feel like everything's in the right place. You're not craving anymore. It felt like it ended when it meant to.
How long do they stay in the, like as you said, they go into different realities and type stuff? How long do they stay in there?
Well,
is it like a whole episode type thing? Or?
Yes, in certain circumstances, yes, because when they go and do the trial, it's like 3 tablets. And like tablet A, it's A, B, and C. Tablet A is about reliving your worst memory.
Mm-hmm.
So you see about like their worst memory and like what it was, and that's something. And then pill B is about like blocking and like trying to worm your way through to try and see what the problem is. So it's like different realities. So there's about 2 episodes there with different things. Obviously I won't go into spoilers. Tablet C is about control, about how it's basically finding out what's wrong with you and fixing it, and that sorts out different realities. It's definitely a mindfuckery. It's I would put it, I don't know what I could try and relate it to be, like what I feel like it is. But it's definitely sci-fi 100%, and I loved it. I thought it was really good. Probably one of the best shows I've watched this year. Not as good as Altered Carbon, obviously.
Yeah.
But I really enjoyed it, so I do recommend it.
Yeah.
And that's about it really. I watched Maniac and I watched The Good Place.
Nice. You can find us, because I'll say
That's it. Where can you find us, man?
find us on the usual YouTube, Pointless Point of View. Give us a like, share, subscribe. You can hit us up on Twitter at Out of Pointless, and find us on Instagram at Pointless Point of View.
And as usual, this episode has been sponsored by Paramount Wrestling Academy. It is at Woodmill Leisure Centre in Dunfermline. It's £5 a session between 10 and 11. It's good for your fitness. It's good to learn wrestling. Again, I am the champ, still the champ, and I really enjoy it, and I think it's been fantastic for my health. So that's Paramount Wrestling Academy, Woodmill.
You can find them on Twitter and Instagram.
Yep.
And they have a Facebook.
think they have a Facebook page, which is just Paramount Wrestling Academy
Yeah.
again. So, and as per usual, just want to thank Lynn for the
Artwork.
artwork that she does every week. So yeah, I've been Fraser.
I've been Callum.